For me, differentiated instruction is not about giving some students a more difficult assignment or dumbing down this assignment or just changing the assignment just because. Differentiated instruction is more about meeting the learning needs of the various students and adjusting the method to which you teach them, or by differentiating the end product, which the assessment. For instance, differentiating the methods of teaching. Maybe SEDI strategies might work here, whereas with a different student, maybe direct instruction or a PowerPoint presentation might work better with them. So it's about meeting their needs and playing to their strengths, as opposed to just giving one student maybe more work or one student less work. And perhaps a way I could differentiate my instruction would be with my lesson plan with the end product, as opposed to having them maybe hand in their T-chart or do a 5-page essay on the lesson plan at hand, or in the next class the unit plan. Here I could differentiate the instruction by having them maybe turn in a PowerPoint presentation dealing with the content at hand, which here would be the Constitution after 1787. So that's what differentiated instruction is for me. All right, guys, as you know, our next topic is going to be the Constitution after 1787. So we've been talking about kind of the founding of our country. We had a little revolution. We won. Yay, yay America. And we put our Constitution together. George Washington was our president. And as we talked about, George Washington has stepped down from the presidency. And now it's time to pick a new president. And really, as we talked about, George Washington was not part of a political party. There were no political parties at this time. Political parties do not appear in our Constitution. So after Washington steps down, now it's time to pick our next president. The issue with who's going to be the next president is what gives rise to our political parties, or the first political parties, I should say. And they have the issue is the direction of the country as far as state or federal authority. That's what our next lesson will be about. So I've written some words up here that are associated with our next lesson. So these are kind of some of the big ticket items. And what I want you guys to do, this is called a chalk talk exercise. And what I want you guys to do is write some words or phrases that you would associate with these words. There's really no right or wrong answer. It's just kind of what you would associate. And you can even write, what you would associate in modern times with some of these. I mean, guys, we do have, today, Democrats and Republicans are our two major political parties. So you can write things you would associate with them. Some of these other things, states' rights, what would you associate with that? So go on ahead and Cruz, you can get up here first and write some of the things that you would associate with.
Well, I've heard of this. Okay.
All right, guys. I see you've written down some things. So this is pretty good. I mean, you guys are on the right track. I see here we have the Trump, and we've got Obama here. These were at this time though. This was one political party, but I can see you guys are on the right track. So for states' rights, we have education. Okay, education is a primary purview of the state. Sales tax. Checks and balances for federal authority, the Supreme Court. Okay. Federalist Papers, good. That was exactly out of the Federalists. That was something that they had done, Alexander Hamilton and others, with the Federalist Papers. So yeah, I can see that you guys are on the right track. So really what this is after Washington steps down, we're going to have Thomas Jefferson and his Democratic Republicans along with John Adams and his Federalists. So Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans, just kind of, broadly speaking, they're going to want a kind of more agrarian, states' rights, not a strong central government. with not a lot of federal authority. Whereas Adams and the Federalists, although they don't want to take it necessarily to the King George, England level that we had, they want a stronger federal government with a standing army and, a national bank and an ability to levy taxes on the whole. And I can see here, states' rights, you guys have, sales tax. But, with the Federalists, they're going to want, a federal income tax. So this is going to be the big debate between these two. And what it really is, it's kind of the states' rights versus federal authority is what this lesson is going to come into. And I can see you guys are picking on the stuff that's going to happen.